I was traumatised from childbirth. My daughter was poisoned on dairy and harmed. I was harmed from day one. She was harmed. My daughter's never been harmed in my care. She's never come to harm other than the buggy that social did not replace. So I had to be a lollipop lady and nearly knocked over, and she tipped over because they did not replace the buggy. Also, there's no replacement for mother's love. And I'm being bullied exceptionally still. My daughter's never come to harm in her life in my care and never had any accidents, and 100% great health. Fully safe food, safe environment, safe mother, gentle, loving parent that they don't like. They don't like gentle, loving parents. They want people to whack kids about and threaten to punch them. They're not bothered about the phone calls I've made about kids threatening to be punched and whacked about. They don't get on trampolines. Even the police aren't bothered about that little boy. And they're not bothered that people are shouting at kids all day. They say, but we're talking about you in the buggy that you've left outside. Yes, I got harassed because I left a buggy outside. Indoors, extreme, inhumane levels of suffering for years at the hands of people. The police control room said it's harassment and sabotage. Sabotage and wrecking up of my car, my bodywork, and now I'm in hospital due to it being wrecked up that much. And the finger's still pointing at me, really, the one that was injured exceptionally. My daughter's never come to harm in her life, and no health problems, and never had one accident other than the buggy that social did replace. Came to harm by the NHS. We put her at risk. Put her on dairy she was allergic to. Rushed hospital 3 times because of them. And yet still wanted to keep on a product she was allergic to. Yes, they harmed my daughter, and yes, they harmed me and gave me trauma. I'm still trauma. And then trying to say that I might pose a risk because I'm traumatised. I might not be able to look after my child because I'm traumatised. I looked after her in the most extreme, inhumane degrees of suffering that my mother put me through. And social services, and Christian Kane, the abusive ex. And that kind of Tyrell making a phone call because my daughter didn't look at him for a split second. And he didn't even interact with her and say hello. Then he knew my mind was tired and needed rest. My ME was getting worse. They were all informed. They were all informed of my ME getting worse. We all did hit and runs. No aftercare checks. That I have broken my brother. Thanks for the aftercare check. If someone's mind was tired, they needed rest, and ME was getting worse. And please, can you tell my mum to stop? No, I'm not going to tell mum to stop. Do you know what I endured because you can't care? Do you know what I've endured because people don't care and there are risks to life? People do not care the risks to life. Failures of duties of care. Me and my daughter have both been harmed due to people who don't care. I care, therefore my daughter has never been harmed in my care and never would be because I care. It's the people who don't care that pose a risk to life. The ones that poisoned her on dairy and wanted to keep on something she's allergic to. The ones that traumatised me from day one because they're a harm to life. And there's still been a harm to me. Hence I've ended up in hospital because of people who don't have the compassion and the degree level of compassion that some of us have. And that's for you to awaken to, your heart. But discriminative torture, I've been through enough discriminative torture, and trauma does not affect my ability to parent. And I can keep my kids safe in the most inhumane, cruel conditions that were set upon me. With no help, no babysitter. I wasn't entitled to a babysitter. I'd get threats they're going to call the system if I asked for a babysitter. My mum says a polo neck reminds her of a trauma. She can't wear a polo neck, it makes me feel uncomfortable, it reminds me of a trauma. What she did to me to get my daughter to stay the night at her house. Do you want to know what she did to me to get my daughter to stay the night at her house? And still going along with delusions that somehow she's... My fridge freezer wasn't topped up because my mum injured me the week previous. So instead of just helping top the fridge freezer up, and it's no problem whatsoever, there was rice, pasta, tons of food in the cupboards, pizza, noodles, something else for tea, appropriate food, healthy food that's made sure she keeps her health safe. Safe food is healthy food. My brother died of food poisoning from eating meat. They poisoned her on dairy because it's not safe food, and she was allergic to it and they didn't care, they harmed her. So what's happened to happen to those people? They pose a risk to life, and my life has still been injured here. That's why I'm here. Failures of duties of care. People who didn't care in the family. People who haven't got the compassion. And what you did to me, you did to my daughter. What you do to me, you do to my child. You don't care.